Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be doing a theory. We're going to be doing a fan theory on who do I think is going to die in the war arc for My Hero Academia. So let's hop right on into this. So, why do I think someone's going to die? Well, the obvious reason is that it's a war arc. For this to be effective, in my opinion, something's got to happen, and whether it's someone becoming quirkless or someone dying, which, in my opinion, that makes the most sense for it to have a ton of impact, because, we'll need Shigaraki in the League of Villains and to fully be established as more of a threat than they already are, with Gigantomachia going to town and everything like that. I believe that for it to become, like I said, I believe death is the route that this story is going to be going in. Now, all right, all right. So just before we get started, just a couple different, basically my thought process for the upcoming list. For me, it's got to be someone that makes sense from, I guess, a story standpoint, whose death could be used as a driving force for the future of the story. Two, got to be someone that's both impactful to us as a fan base and the characters in the story. So, for instance, I'm just going to let you know right now, Minato. If Minato gets murked, no one's going to really care. Like, yeah, Class 1A is going to be a little sad because, one of their classmates died. But I feel like, as a fan base, and myself personally, if Minato dies, okay, cool, Minato's dead. That's one less person we got to worry about. Same with Koda. I like Koda. He did pretty good with Jiro against President Might during their test when they were going against the pro heroes. He talked to the animals and got the bugs and everything, and got President Might to just be quiet so they could secure the bag. I don't see Koda being one of the people to die either. I feel like it's got to be someone who's going to be who has the capability to go against Shigaraki and at least some of the main League of Villains. So yeah, with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and hop into the list with number one. Alright, so just before we get started, just a couple different, basically my thought process for the upcoming list. For me, it's got to be someone that makes sense from, I guess, a story standpoint, whose death could be used as a driving force for the future of the story. Two, got to be someone that's both impactful to us as a fan base and the characters in the story. So, for instance, I'm just going to let you know right now, Minato. If Minato gets murked, no one's going to really care. Like, yeah, Class 1A is going to be a little sad because, one of their classmates died. But I feel like, as a fan base, and myself personally, if Minato dies, okay, cool, Minato's dead. That's one less person we got to worry about. Same with Koda. I like Koda. He did pretty good with Jiro against President Might during their test when they were going against the pro heroes. He talked to the animals and got the bugs and everything, and got President Mike to just be quiet so they could secure the bag. I don't see Koda being one of the people to die either. I feel like it's got to be someone who's going to be who has the capability to go against Shigaraki and at least some of the main League of Villains. So yeah, with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and hop into the list with number one. Aizawa Eraserhead. Now, what do I think is going to be Aizawa? Well, he's the teacher of Class 1A. He's definitely got a score to settle with the League of Villains, specifically, All for One. Mike's childhood friend, basically being turned into Who was it? Is it Kurogiri? The teleportation guy. You know, the guy with the black, like the purple black mist who can teleport people. I feel like he would be definitely a good choice. All the students love him. He's a very beloved character in the fan base. People love Eraserhead. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it would be him, just due to the sole fact that we don't necessarily have the closure for his friend, and I don't think Present Mike would be able to kind of step into that role to, you know, get kind of get the closure and try to see if they can help rescue their friend. I think that Aizawa is going to make it up to the a lot further in the story. Endeavor. Now, why would it be Endeavor? Well, one, Shigaraki's going to be gunning for him specifically because he is the #1 hero. He took over after my boy All Might right here. Now, and obviously, you know, he's a, I'll be the first to admit, he is a horrible person. Whether or not he's deserving of forgiveness or redemption is, in all honesty, that's for another time. That's for another discussion. It would make sense for the League to go after the #1 hero to truly, you know, bring dismay to the world in the My Hero Academia universe. Think about it. The last previous #1 hero, All Might, retired and he lost his powers. He can't do anything. There's already an effect to All Might's absence, which Endeavor is trying to fill up. So by taking out the new #1 hero, that would just completely shatter, in my opinion, the basically whatever little trust that society has for Hero Society. But here's the thing: I feel like Endeavor in this, at least in this arc, he's going to get even more badly hurt than he already is scarred when he was fighting that high-end Nomu. I think at worst he's just going to get basically really fucked up, really hurt. Possibly he's going to have to sit out a few battles in the future just so he can actually take time and recover. I also think that there's a little bit more to his possibly maybe his redemption. Like I said, that whether or not he's deserving of it, that's another topic for another time. But I do think that he has the potential to be somewhat redeemed and actually live up to his role as the #1 hero to bring like the symbol that he needs to be. Next up, possibly Gran Torino. Now, the only reason why I'm saying that is because Gran Torino is up. He is there with, you know, Deku, Bakugo, Aizawa, Present Mike, and Endeavor trying to help out. He is, you know, he was Nana's friend, All Might's teacher. He pretty much helped All Might after the death of Nana. I can't remember her last name. But yeah, he was definitely up there. He helped pretty much train All Might after her death. He was there when All Might went against All For One for the first time, where he got pretty much his, you know, most of his respiratory system destroyed and everything like that. Plus, he kind of, you know, the last of the old generation. I think that by him being killed, definitely is going to signify, at least the complete passing of the old guard, if that makes any sense. Now, the only problem I have with that is that not many people know who Gran Torino is. In fact, even Endeavor didn't know who he was whenever during the what was it, the kind of like the first intern arc. I can't remember what the name of the arc is off the top of my head, but when Deku went to go train with Gran Torino the first time, and Gran Torino was just jumping in through the city and everything, and Endeavor basically said, "Who are you, old timer?" And so that's the only problem that I really have with Gran Torino being the character killed in the war arc, is that Yeah, that'd be like one. That'd be like All for One's like possibly one last giant middle finger to All Might by killing his second teacher and the man who pretty much helped train him after his master's death. So that's the only thing that's like the only problem I have with Gran Torino being the character who is going to die. Um, like I said, it would be a great, and it would probably be a good motivation for Deku to train even harder than he already is. And pause. All right, so number two, just motivation in general, just to even more stop Shigaraki for this. But yeah, he could lose his quirk, which again that would be a blow to Deku and All Might. It would definitely make it harder for Deku to be trained because now the one person who could help train him in for One for All can't really keep up with him anymore because he's an old man without a quirk. Then there's not really that much he would be able to do. All right, next up on who could it possibly be? Something that this might be a little bit more of a controversial. One person I know for a fact who is not going to be is Deku for obvious reasons. He's the main character. And we already know for a fact that he's going to become the number one hero because that's like one of the first lines that come from Deku in the beginning of the series. This is a story about how he became the number one hero. So we know for a fact he's going to survive. He's going to become the number one hero at some point in the future. So it's not going to be Deku. Someone who I think it could be is Bakugo. Now, someone might say, "How dare you? Bakugo can't die." I'm like, well, it would. It could make sense. It could work. Now, the reason why I think it'd be Bakugo is, let's face it. I think if I'm remembering correctly, he's won almost, maybe not every, but a lot of the popularity polls. I think it's mainly from the Japanese aspect, the popularity rankings and everything like that. I think he's been at least in the top 5 since the series began. I think, I don't know. I'll double check and do some later on. But all right, hey guys, just a quick update. Just nothing really important. I just wanted to make sure that I got my information right. From Japan, the popularity polls, Bakugo was 3rd in the first one, and then 1st in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th popularity polls for Japan. And then let me just scroll back down here real quick. He was 5th in the first one for the U.S. popularity polls, 1st and 2nd, 4th, and 5th. Just realized they don't have the 3rd, or maybe they don't have a 3rd. Yeah, okay, that's weird. They don't have the 3rd poll for some reason. But anyways, my point still stands. He was top 5 just about every single popularity poll. But it would make sense. Could bring a nice little finish to his character by having him jump in and take what Shigaraki's thinking is the killing blow to Deku, and finally getting rid of One for All. One for All. Could bring it back of him learning what it is to be a true hero, to help others first, and not just be powerful and everything like that. Because that was something that he struggled with for a while, is just not knowing really how to help people. And the reason why I don't think it would be him is for obvious reasons. He's more or less become like the secondary protagonist of the series. We still don't know what his hero name is yet, because he wants to tell that to Best Jeanist, because Best Jeanist is the one who kind of like helped change his aspect on what it is to become a hero, especially after the Camino Award incident. And then he's still got a chance to grow from he's already changing a lot from being that brash. Just you can tell, as you can tell from the poster right here, with just him screaming that much. He's changed a lot since the series has began, and he still has a lot of room to grow and change as a person to truly become a hero, as opposed to just someone who's just like, yeah, I'm just going to be strong. I'm the number one hero is just the strongest, and he's definitely showing that change. And so, if he survives, he has a chance to keep growing into what a true hero is supposed to be. All right, so and last but not least, who do I think could die in the war arc? Todoroki. I believe that Todoroki could possibly die. Now, this is probably going to be even more controversial than the Bakugo pick. I was like, why do you think Todoroki's going to die? Well, one, I'm not going to say that he has fully completed his arc as a character. He still has so much more potential, but it almost feels like ever since the fight festival against Deku, when Deku pretty much helped him use his fire power, or to use his fire powers for the first time and realize that that is his quirk. I definitely think that for at least to me, it felt like he's kind of been somewhat stagnant. Like that was just kind of like a Ida with Stain, how Ida had that good bit of that arc and everything, and after that he just kind of just stayed level, if that makes any sense. So I felt like that's what's happened. He's learning, he's still growing, trying to come to terms with how he wants to deal with Endeavor, his father, whether or not he wants to forgive him and everything, or just pretty much, I think he at one point said he's just going to use him so he becomes stronger, so that way he can be a better hero and a better man than Endeavor is. I think that he fits in my opinion, he fits the perfect criteria of both fan base and character wise, because look, he's one of the strongest characters, or he's definitely one of the strongest students. I'm not going to say characters because there's much more powerful characters, but he's definitely one of the strongest students, especially in Class 1A and just in UA in general. As a fan base, I have yet to meet anybody who does not like Todoroki. There's a reason why he's really well liked. Almost everybody I know loves Todoroki, or if not loves, they at least like him. I don't know that many people who hate Todoroki. Two, it could possibly be, and I've said this before. I think I said this in the first in Chapter 280 review. Endeavor is my favorite pro hero since All Might retired. I think that by having Todoroki die, that would be the catalyst for Endeavor for his full-on redemption, and he would be like, so you're saying that one of the worst people in the series, because I'm not going to deny the fact that Endeavor is a horrible person, you think that he would finally be able to get redemption by having his son die, who is the victim of his abuse for years. And I'm not trying to downplay that aspect of it at all. And I think that it could possibly change a lot of things. It would make Endeavor go down the path that he's already going through so much more wholeheartedly. He realizes that he'll never have the chance to be forgiven at all, and that he still does it because he realizes it's the right thing to do, and he does it in Shoto's honor to become the hero that he truly could be. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this out the way. Dabi is Shoto's older brother. Yeah, at this point it's all but confirmed, basically. I think that that Shoto's death would definitely be, Dabi would use that against Endeavor wholeheartedly. Whether or not, and his other two siblings, his sister and his other brother, they're slowly coming around to opening up back to Endeavor. Somewhat. The sister is, at least. The brother, not so much. I think that by Shoto dying, it would bring the other characters to step up their game. So definitely, like Deku and Bakugo, for instance, they all trained together with Endeavor. The last, one of the last training arcs to help you basically get faster. Like that's basically what it was. It's almost them trying to get faster. That's at least that's what it felt like to me. I just, to me, Shoto being the one to die makes a little bit more sense in that aspect because it would have a much more wider impact than a couple of the other characters. Like I said, Dabi finding out that his little brother was killed, which he's already on the League of Villains side. He wants to, no pun intended, burn it to the ground, or at least that's what it seems like. That's what he wants to do, is just burn it to the ground. He would use that as a way to rub it against Endeavor wholeheartedly, try to break him. Endeavor, not allowing himself to be broken like that, fights on and tries to become the man that he should have been from the beginning, and do everything he can to basically move on and live in Shoto's honor. And that's it for the video. Like I said, this is the first theory video that I've kind of done. Let me know what you thought down below. Who do you think it's going to be? Do you agree with my agree with my choice? Do you think it's going to be Shoto who dies, or do you disagree with me wholeheartedly? Let me know down below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all have a fantastic day, and I will see y'all later.